here we are at the gateway to the Barker Ranch. We're going to come in here and we're going to do a detailed tour of the ranch and every place around, all the bunkers, where they hid out, where they stayed at night. They didn't stay at the ranch. They were in the ravine behind the ranch. We're going to walk back there and see a lot of different stuff. There's so much stuff here, and we'll jog back in history because what the ranch is today is not what it used to be. Come on, let's go. This doorstep here to the Barker Ranch. We'll go in. What's remaining of the Barker Ranch? It burned about 10 years ago, and there's not much left to really see, and it wasn't really a very big place. But this is the front door right here. This is where you came in. Here was your fireplace right here. This used to be the library. They had books on the shelves right in here. There used to be all kinds of books in here. And then this was the one bedroom that was in here. This was your bedroom, 10 by 10. And then they had, this was the kitchen. This was the kitchen over here. This was the dining area. This is where the table was. Now, when the officer bust through the door to capture the Manson family, Manson and 5 other people were in here. And they're all sitting around this table. And right behind them is the bathroom. This is the bathroom right here. Manson was sitting right here. Here's the bathroom door. Here's where, this is the holes where the sink, the hoses for the sink, the pipes for the sink came through. That's where the bathroom, the toilet was. That's the shower. Here's where the sink was. And it had a little cabinet this big. Manson was 5'4". He fit in that cabinet, but his hair was sticking out. And the officer that arrested the people, that got the 5 people, the 6th was in here, Manson, was looking. He picked up this candle that was on the table in a mug, and he's looking around. And he gets in the bathroom, and he's looking in here, and it's pretty disgusting. The bathroom, the toilet would flush maybe once a day, and it was overflowed and plugged and nasty. And he looked around in here a little bit, and he saw hair. But they had found a lot of wigs up here. It was the 60s. They found all kinds of wigs and falls and women's hair pieces around. And so he saw this wig over here, what he thought was a wig, until the fingers started moving in it, and he said, "I'm coming out." And it was Charlie Manson. He came out of this little cabinet. And that's where he was, right there. The door that the cop came through was this door right here. There used to be a pantry right here. So he couldn't see. You look here, here's the doorway. The cop comes through here. He's got to get past this before he could see Manson there. So that's where Manson jumps up and dove into the bathroom. Right over here is where they had the refrigerator. They had the stove over here. And they had another stove over there. They had 2 big stoves here. And they had a big dining table right there. Emmett Harder, one of the area miners, tells a story about coming down here and having community flapjacks. They had a big table with a big plate with a bowl in the middle of it with syrup in it. And all the girls were cooking pancakes and throwing them on the table. And they're picking up a pancake and dipping it in the batter and eating it. Or dipping it in the syrup and eating it right off the table. So, one of the stories from Emmett Harder about his closest family, closest neighbors were the Manson family, 7 miles away from him. And one of his stories was about the bathtub that's right over here. The swimming pool over here is a pear-shaped swimming pool. And one day Emmett pulled into the Barker Ranch here, and there was a girl on a tire swing out here on one of the trees. And she came off the tire swing and said, "Emmett, oh, I'm so glad you're here. You guys see our new washing machine." And it made his mind start spinning. He said, "Going washing machine? I know they don't have no power out here. I don't hear no generator. How the hell they have a washing machine?" And she takes him back here, and there's 3 naked girls in the swimming pool washing clothes. That was the Manson family washing machine. Well, as far as I know, this one was a storage shed right here. And this one, when the arresting officers got the Manson family, they found a set of acetylene tanks in here, you know, welding torches and parts and all kinds of stuff in here. This was, you know, used as a tool room and assembly shop, and who knows what they were building out here. But the Barker Ranch was overrun by the Manson family. They took over everything over here. They had the family bus parked down there where the picnic table is. And Charlie's old truck, Balarat Bob, the miner Balarat Bob that was staying here before Manson and his family overrun the ranch, he had an old pickup truck sitting here, old GMC. It's now in the trash dump over here. And I got the plate off of it. He actually gave that truck to Manson. Manson scared him enough, he gave him his pickup truck. So I don't know. But it's sitting over there still. But we'll head over there and see that. We're going to head behind the ranch and see where the family actually stayed at night. And where all the mattresses and stuff were. So, and there's an old Dodge Power Wagon and some bunkers and lots of interesting stuff. They used to have one of the bunkers up there, that sheet metal you see on the side of the hill, that was a big enough bunker you could have 5 people inside of it. And that's the first bunker that the cops were watching the Barker Ranch in the morning. They were here at 5 o'clock in the morning before sunrise above that bunker. And they saw a lady come out naked with just a hat on her head, a red hat. And it was Sadie, what was her name? Susan Atkins, Sadie Mae Glutz, came out and peed on the ground and then went back in the bunker. And that's when the cops, they didn't even know it was a bunker there. That's the first time they found out about it, when she came out of it, and they were right there. So they threw a rock on top of the sheet metal, and all the girls ran out and they caught all them. And that was the first raid on the Barker Ranch. The second raid is when they caught Manson. So that was that. We have another little spot up here. We're up on the top here. We can look behind the ranch and in front of the ranch, so we'll head up there. Right. Well, here we are, an overview of the Barker Ranch. Barker Ranch is down here. And you have the other bunkhouse over here, the chicken coop, the front gate. Here's the swimming pool down here. It was the Manson family washing machine. And directly across the canyon here, you see the pieces of sheet metal on the side of the hill. That's one of the family's bunkers that they had that watched the ranch. And it could hold 5 people on a big mattress over there. And the cops didn't know about that bunker's existence until they were standing above it. There's another bunker between the Barker Ranch and the Myers Ranch down here with a couple window frames. And there's another couple bunkers up this other wash over here, the old canyon. The family actually stayed back in this canyon behind the ranch. There was more room for them to sleep and everything back there, and they didn't come down to the Barker Ranch except for meals. They didn't stay there. They stayed back in the canyon. There was an old Dodge Power Wagon with Helter Skelter written across the back of it, buried up there. We'll go see that a little bit later too. Going down the bumpy road here to the Balarat Barker Ranch. Here we are, we're in an old Dodge Power Wagon. And this Dodge Power Wagon was stolen. Yes, it was stolen. Oh, no, not stolen. Yes, they needed parts for their old Dodge Power Wagon. So they stole this one from the Inyo Kern Furniture Company. And Charlie had a fit when they saw it, because they had this big box on the back that said Inyo Kern Furniture Company on it. It's like a big poster. And he told them to get rid of the truck, to get rid of the box on the truck. So they burned the box on the truck and still had the rest of the truck for parts. But a couple years ago, this still had the doors on it that said Inyo Kern Furniture Company on it. And I could have put my hand right there. But no, somebody had to take that damn door. So here we are, still driving down that bumpy road. Anyway, this is the canyon, the ravine behind the Barker Ranch where the family stayed. Here's one of their Dodge Power Wagons. Back up here, there's remains from another old trailer, and there's another bunker. That big rock up there, You see it at the bottom of the rock? There's some boulders, and then there's a piece of wood. That's the bunker right there. There was a bunker there. Farther up the hill behind there, there's a white spot up there. There was another bunker. Those rocks up there are another bunker. 3 bunkers right there. You tell me this wasn't where the family was staying? This is where they did all their stuff. This is where they had their rituals, their satanic rituals and everything else back here. Who knows what evil they did back here? They're still looking for 3 bodies out here. 2 girls and a guy. Apparently Manson and Tex Watson walked off with a girl one night and came back with a fingertip and an earlobe and gave it to another girl as a warning to not run away at night. So, yep, a lot of crazy evil stuff went on out here, and nobody really knows what went on out here. But we're out here, and we're going to look around and see what we can kick up. Yeah, this is just an old heater here, sitting here. Another set of springs out of that old truck, the other set of the rear seat springs, I guess. And you got another bedstead up there, another bed frame over there, and there's bed springs all through these bushes and everything. Yeah, like I'm saying, there's bed springs all through these bushes here. They're just all over the place. Family thing was, the later you went to bed, the farther you had to walk to find a mattress on the ground. So they had mattresses all in this wash going up here. And this is all that's left is that, what we just saw. Where'd it go? Here it is. These springs are all over the place up here. But there's beds up here too. And right around the corner up here is where we found the bottles of booze buried. Well, it's a pretty dim road. There's a little road that runs right by here, goes back up there. It doesn't go very far. But right here is where we found 8 bottles of booze buried right here. And there's other junk still here. Beds and other debris up here. But we were up here in 2008. And it was a week after the coroners were up here digging for bodies. And I wanted to see where they were digging. I wanted to see if they're digging back here, because this is where they stayed. That would be logical, right? Well, we came back here and didn't see any place where they're digging. But this guy that was with us, we met him. He pulled up out there, and we walked back here with him and told him about this. Told him there's a Dodge Power Wagon and everything else back here. He had never been back here. And he came back here and found a bottle and started digging it up and found another bottle and another one and uncovered 8 bottles of booze, all duct tape on the top. And the barcode on the side of them was 86. The first 2 numbers were 86. And I think when they first started doing the barcodes, the first 2 numbers were the year. And Manson thought he was getting out after 15 years. 71 to 86, 15 years. That's where the stuff was buried, right there. And after we got home, Channel 9 News ran a thing on the news that they had all the cadaver dogs up here and everything, and they didn't find anything. And the lady was standing right here on this road. And there's where the bottles were, right there. I got 4. There's one mattress right here, there's one mattress right here, there's another one there, and there's another one there. That's 4 of them right here. All the family mattresses washing down from farther up, and I don't know how much. Look up that way. That's what they washed down from. I don't know how much, the canyon right beyond those boulders, it narrows in real quick right back there, so I don't know how far these have washed down from, but wow, pretty crazy. Well, this is an old trailer. I don't know how they got it all the way up here, but here it is. And this is one of their family bunkers right up here. The boards against the side of the rock right there, and the rocks packs all stacked up there. There's another bunker up behind that, up on the hill, there's another one up there. We're going to get up to that bunker, and then we'll be able to see the other two. Oh, look at the bunny. Well, here we are. This is one of the bunkers. This is like the bunker looking down in the canyon. So this bunker had a tarp, a brown tarp, that just made this look like a big rock. But they could look right down here, look right down the canyon, and see the other bunker on the other side of the wash. And you can almost see, you can see all the trees from the Barker Ranch, but you can't see the ranch. But they could relay signals from the bunker over there, from this bunker. They had field telephone lines strung from this bunker to that bunker, and then from that bunker to another bunker that they could look 1.5 miles down Goler Wash. So they had field lines, field phones from World War II strung all over the area here. To this bunker, to the Barker Ranch, to that bunker, all World War II stuff. So they were prepared out here. As prepared as they thought they could be, I guess. But they still got caught. So don't do it, kids. There's 2 more bunkers. That rock pile up there, and there's another rock pile with a smaller rock up on top of it. There's 2 more up there. And this one. And this one's not very far from that other big one right down there that's controlling the canyon. But this one right here, there's parts of a Purex bleach bottle. That was their water bottle. And they probably also had another bottle to pee in. Milk bottle. Can. I don't know what they're eating, but they had green china. So this is another bunker right here. Oh, yellow china too. So I imagine if you dig down here, I know there's more of these pieces of Clorox bleach bottle there, and there's the creamy producer dairy milk bottle. So milk bottle, yeah. So this was another one of their bunkers right here. Small one-man bunker, but a bunker. This is the old Dodge Power Wagon. They had the big old box on the back that pissed Charlie off. So we're heading back down the canyon. We're going to go and walk over to the trash dump and see more exciting things. Okay, here we are. We're on the site of the bunker that's across the valley from the front of the Barker Ranch. And from this site, you can see the whole expanse right here. You can look up the canyon over there. You can see the old Dodge Power Wagon parked back up there. That's where the family stayed. There's another bunker back up in there that we went to earlier. And this is the other bunker that had all the sheet metal on the side of the hill. And right over here is the mattress that used to be underneath this. Now this is, you got to remember, this is 50 years ago. They had this the same level as this right here. So all this is washed down from the years, but this was a lot deeper, and they had this big enough to have that big king-size mattress or queen-size mattress in here. And they had enough room for 5 people to sleep in here. Now the cops didn't know about this bunker, and they were trying to get a pre-dawn raid on the family. The first raid was a pre-dawn raid, and there was 2 CHP officers right up here on this hill, and it was about dawn, just starting to break dawn, and all of a sudden he saw this lady come out with a red hat on, naked, and pee on the ground and go back in. And they were right there. If they were trying to look like rocks, because she was standing right here looking at them. And then she went back in, and they threw a rock on top of the sheet metal there. That's the roof right there. And they said it was the cops were shooting a shotgun at them, and well, that's what a rock sounds on sheet metal when you're inside of something like that. So, but that's where they caught 5 of them right here, and took them all down there and had them all. I think they arrested 11 of them that first day, and they arrested 6 more the second raid, and they had Manson in the second raid. Some of the family members were never caught at Death Valley. They were caught later at different places. Bruce Davis was one of them that never got caught out here. Tex Watson, one of the Tate killers, one of the main Tate killers and La Bianca killers, wasn't caught out here. He fled in the Dodge Power Wagon. That's why they wanted parts for a Dodge Power Wagon. They had an old one out here. So, but we're going to stumble down the road over here and go over here to the trash dump. But first we're going to try and find, they had another guard post up here that they had a field phone running wires from here, and they could look 1.5 miles down the canyon from that place over here. So we're going to try and find that. I've never found that yet, so we're going to try and find that. So, happy hunting. Here we are, we're directly across from the whole Barker Ranch and everything else. From this spot, you can see perfectly the trash dump where all the old vehicles are and everything over there. There's a couple old Jeeps over there. There's a 1938 Pontiac with a straight 8. There's a Corvair that they cut up. I think they used the engine out of that in Charlie's command dune buggy. And old truck pieces and whatever else. There's all kinds of assay stuff. We're going to go over there anyway and look at that stuff. But here's the Barker Ranch over here. There's the Myers Ranch up canyon a little bit more, privately owned still. And there's the ravine where the Dodge Power Wagon is, and you can still see that bunker from up here. And we're looking at this knob on the hill over here, and it looks like there's another little bunker up there that I haven't seen before, and I want to go and see that. That one looks like a sniper's nest. So you got the whole control of the valley from up there, so I want to go and see that. It's like halfway between the Barker Ranch and the trash dump, and they're all over these hills, so who knows. Happy hunting. So this is the trash pile here, and this is Charlie's GMC truck. I think it's a 65 or 66. I'm not sure the exact year. But this was given to Charlie by Balarat Bob, who was a miner that was staying here in 68. He gave Charlie his truck for who knows what reason. People always gave Charlie all kinds of stuff. He had that magnetic personality. And here it sits. But they used to have a picture of the truck and the Barker Ranch bus in the yard over here. So we have a couple other vehicles. We have an old Corvair over here. We have an old Pontiac with a straight 8 engine in it. And I think the Corvair, they took the engine out of that and used it in Manson's command dune buggy. And there's just more trash back up in there. And we're going to look around a little bit more. And we have this Jeep over here. They were stealing cars all over the place. That Jeep over there is a yellow one. I don't know where that one came from. This one obviously says garage loan on it, and it says wash end of day shift up on the dashboard, right up here. It says wash end of day shift right there. So, but it was said that Charles Watson had a Tonto Jeep that he ran around with, an orange one. There it is. So one of the vehicles ended up out here, and there's just so much junk here. But like I said, everything has a story, like the old cupolas over there. So we're going to look around for a little bit more junk. There's lots of other junk here, like this forward control Jeep. Very rare, 6-cylinder engine still there, clutch on it, looks like the transmission's still there. There's still the gas pedal. I mean, there's lots of usable parts on this, but you're in Death Valley National Park, so you can't take anything. But this is where all the old vehicles were that were Manson vehicles and other stuff. And there is other interesting stuff that tells about the area and the miners. You know, there's lots of miners out here. And the miners, what they would do their assay work. Their assay work, they would take their ore and they would crush it all down, get it into a fine powder, and they would take it and they would put it in this little thing called a crucible. A crucible is like a clay cup. And here's one right here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's a bunch right here. But this is a crucible cup. And they would melt the ore down, and the gold, if you had gold in there, it would melt down and be on, the heaviest thing would be on the bottom, and so you'd have a button of gold, then you'd have a button of silver on up. And this is what they would use. That's a crucible cup. There's another cup. This is a cupola. This is what the smaller one that they use. The big cups, there's pieces of one right there. And they have like a number on the outside for what specimen it was. They'll do 2 specimens at a time and then split the specimen so that when they do this, they do 2 separate firings, and that's way you can tell exactly how much ore per ton you're getting. And that's how they would do 2 separate tests. They do 2 separate tests. They came out equal, then okay, that's that ore. If it came out different, if one was a lot more than the other, because they crushed it all down, then you had an inconclusive test. So, but there's lots of stuff to see here. Let's go. We're on top of the butte that we saw from the other side of the valley, above the trash dump down there. So we're up here, and you can get a clear shot of the entrance right through the trees right there. If you were a sniper, this would be the sniper spot to guard the whole entrance into the valley. And there's a spot right here to rest the gun on. They never knew what hit them. And here we are right in front of the trash dump there, and the Barker Ranch right over here. So you got command view of the whole valley. If you were a sniper, this is where you would be. And right below down here, it looked like from across the valley, it looked like there was a wall. There's not a wall down there. But we found a couple artifacts up on top up here. Not right up here, but on the shoulders right down below. We're gonna crawl back down there and look at that. And head back to camp, I guess, to the Barker Ranch. Yeah, we found a couple little artifacts up here, and what would this be doing up here? You know, really. We found another plate, same design as this, same brown plate with the wheat on it, in a bunker over there in that canyon behind the Barker Ranch. But, you know, I don't think the miners used chapstick in the 60s. Burly guy, I don't think he'd be using chapstick. I think maybe the Manson girls had some chapstick out here. He's got the little 6-pointed Allen wrench thing on the bottom there. It says turn. It's got the little screw inside of it. So that's chapstick from the 60s right there. And what would that be doing up on the side of this mountain here? No reason for anything to be up here. It doesn't have anything to do with mining. And the trash dump is way down there. This was between some rocks up here. So we're going to leave it right up here where we found it. And we head back to camp. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little adventure of ours up Goler Wash to the Barker Ranch. Hit that subscribe button down there and stay with us. We'll always stumble along more dusty desert trails and see more exciting things in the Panamint Valley. Come on, let's go.